Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the live stream presentation of the fourth annual State of the Schools Address. Our program will feature a combination of live and recorded segments. Live segments will originate from here, the stage of Tarpley Hall at the Clayton County Public Schools Performing Arts Center. Throughout the evening, the district staff will be following COVID-19 sanitation procedures. Please be aware that this may cause a temporary delay during tonight's program. You are also reminded that interpreting services are being offered. The link for that service is being shared on your screen. Also, the district has prepared an electronic document to accompany tonight's address. The document includes a copy of tonight's program, a list of district accomplishments, and a look back at the year of 2020. The link for this document can be found in the descriptive information on the platform you are using to view this presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the color guard from Bundy's Mill High School for the presentation of colors. Members of the color guard are Cadet Master Sergeant Amari Trice, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Keyshawn Lawrence, Cadet Senior Master Sergeant Jalen Cox, and Cadet Chief Master Sergeant Tiffany Anderson. The pledge, which will be offered in both English and Spanish, will be led by Ileana McRae, an 8th grade student from Morrow Middle School. And our national anthem is being performed by Mr. Nelson Render, principal of Lovejoy High School, who is joined by his daughter, Haley Render, a senior at Elite Scholars Academy.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Prometo lealtad a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y a la república que ésta representa, una nación bajo Dios, indivisible, con libertad y justicia para todos.
Tonight's address is being provided virtually and is being streamed live on the district's Facebook page, Twitter account, YouTube channel, and CCPS Channel 24 online. The theme for this fourth annual State of the Schools address is Building Equity and Compassion in a Culture of High Performance. Everyone watching this broadcast tonight is considered a special guest for this very special presentation. We take this opportunity to identify the following groups for their continued exceptional support of our school district: Clayton County Board of Education, School District Leadership Team, school leaders, teachers, and all other CCPS employees, Superintendent's wife, Ms. Laverne Beasley, and Dr. Beasley's family, parents, guardians, as well as any district or school level PTA, PTO, or PTSO president or officer, the Clayton County Legislative Delegation, the Clayton County Board of Commissioners, and county government leadership, mayors of all Clayton County municipalities, council members, city managers, and staffs for all cities, all Clayton County judges, the district attorney, the solicitor general, and Clayton County law enforcement, as well as other elected and appointed officials, Clayton County Chamber of Commerce, the leadership of Clayton State University, all faith-based leaders, all business, civic, and community leaders, all partners in education, and all program participants, volunteers, and individuals responsible for coordinating the State of the Schools event. Each of you are essential to the success of this school district and the communities that it serves. We appreciate you taking time to watch this program this evening. It is my honor to present Clayton County Board of Education Chair, Ms. Jessie Goree, and Vice Chair, Dr. Alika Anderson, to offer words of welcome to the fourth annual State of the Schools address.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, students, parents, employees, constituents, and supporters of Clayton County Public Schools. I am Jessie Goree, the proud chair of the exemplary Clayton County Board of Education, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to the fourth annual State of the Schools address hosted by Superintendent Dr. Morcease J. Beasley. I've had the pleasure of serving on the Clayton County Board for 12 years, representing District 3. Currently, I serve with Ms. Jasmine Bowles, District 1, Mr. Mark Christmas, District 2, Ms. Victoria Williams, District 4, Dr. D. Haney, District 5, Ms. Mary Baker, District 6, Ms. Sabrina Hill, District 7, Dr. Alika Anderson, District 8, and Mr. Benjamin Straker, District 9. We are a board that values our students, employees, parents, and community with a vision, mission, and goals committed to high performance. In 2018, our board authorized an eSPLOS referendum that included several capital projects and emphasized purchasing personal technology devices for each student to enhance instruction. We successfully passed that referendum with your support, not knowing that 2020 would bring us a pandemic that would change our lives, rendering our district a total virtual learning system. Since March 2020, we have continued to provide our students and families a quality learning environment from a virtual platform such as this program. We have maintained daily operations, including rigorous instruction, social emotional learning, nutrition, athletic programs, and family support. We base our decisions on what is best for Clayton County Public Schools. We place our students and employees' health and safety as a priority, and have utilized scientific data in our decision-making process. So I thank you for taking the time to join us this evening as we remain committed to high performance. Dr. Anderson.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. Alika Anderson, and I serve as the proud Vice Chair of the exemplary Clayton County Board of Education. I would like to welcome everyone out tonight, our students, our CCPS employees, parents, our Clayton County community at large, and everyone who took the time to come out tonight to visit us. I would like to welcome each and every one of you out to our 4th annual State of the School Address. I know that the last 10 months have been hard for many of our families and employees, as we all have dealt with COVID-19. Just know that I have been in prayer for the whole community, for the whole district, and for all of you. And that I cannot wait until our beautiful young boys and girls return to school and come through those doors again. So I just want to let you all know that as I always say, safety is first. And when we put safety first, we will always save lives. Again, I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight, and just know that we are all in this together. Thank you.
Opening remarks for tonight's presentation, Dr. Ralph Simpson, Clayton County Public Schools Deputy Superintendent of School Leadership and Improvement.
Good evening and welcome to the 4th annual State of the Schools virtual meeting. During the 2020-21 school year, Clayton County Public Schools, like school systems across the nation, have been impacted by the coronavirus pandemic. As a result of this pandemic, and in keeping with the district's theme, committed to high performance, established nearly 4 years by our Superintendent, CEO of Schools, Dr. Morcease J. Beasley, Clayton County Public Schools is focused on ensuring access, equity, service, and transparency for all students, staff, and stakeholders. This year's 4th annual State of the Schools theme is building equity and compassion in a culture of high performance. Tonight's event will highlight our definitive areas of focus, which is equity, leadership, commitment, and service. While in the midst of a crisis, it's also been an opportunity for us to mobilize, strategize, and exercise good judgment as we conform to best practices that better serve our students, our staff, families, and community at large. Clayton County Public Schools has been and continues to be unwavering in our commitment to ensure the safety and well-being of our students and our staff by immediately pivoting to online instruction since the beginning of this unprecedented pandemic. This administration has served as a prime example, both locally and nationally, on how district leaders worked in a collaboration to implement short and long-term strategies that will continue to enhance the mission, vision, and strategic goals of this organization. Our practices have served as a model and ideal leadership traits, as others have emulated and invited district and school leaders to serve on the advisory task force boards created in light of the pandemic. To highlight a few, we've embedded social emotional learning and restorative practices in a culture of high performance to socially and emotionally support our students and our staff, displaying and leading in compassion over compliance in all of Clayton County Public School System's practices, strategies, and overall operations. Completion of the National Institute for School Leadership, Cohort 2020, known as NISL. Prioritizing during the pandemic and instruction by deploying over 40,000 devices to K-12 students, at the onset of the pandemic and virtual instruction, enhancing all platforms such as social media, TV station, website, virtual meetings, etc., to communicate more effectively with all stakeholders. Leading in virtual instructional strategies to develop and publicly announce hybrid instructional models and creation of a virtual learning academy. Creating parent resource guides, a COVID-19 dashboard, establishing an operations strike and medical team, an essential team affectionately known as the CCPS frontliners, our nutrition workers, transportation, maintenance, safety, and security, as well as our school nurses and our social workers, who've been responsible for supporting our students and their families throughout this pandemic. To follow, selected by a group of their peers, our shining stars from the 2019-20, who will share in their own words what equity, leadership, commitment, and service means to them. However, I'd be remiss if I didn't leave you with four of our greats, four of our legends who passed on recently, who embody what equity, leadership, commitment, and service stands for. They are the best models of what equity, leadership, commitment, and service stands for. And I will leave you with their names. And that will be the last remarks that I will make. Reverend Dr. Joseph E. Lowry, Reverend C.T. Vivian, Honorable Congressman John Lewis, and the late, most recently, Henry Louis Aaron, affectionately known as Hank Aaron. Thank you and good evening.
And now, please welcome Nia Burks, a junior at Elite Scholars Academy.
There's a hero. If you look inside your heart, you don't have to be afraid of what you are. There's an answer. If you reach into your soul, all the sorrows that you know will melt away. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. It's a long road when you face the world alone. No one reaches out a hand for you to hold. You can find love if you search within yourself. All the emptiness you felt will disappear. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. Lord knows dreams will to follow, but don't let anyone tear them away. Hold on, there will be tomorrow. In time, you'll find the way. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on. And you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. That a hero lies in you. You, that a hero lies in you.
Please be reminded that throughout the evening, the district staff will be following COVID-19 sanitation procedures, and that this may cause a temporary delay as we transition from one part of the program to another. You're also reminded that interpreting services are being offered. The link is being shared on your screen. We now offer a special presentation from the 2020 Employees of the Year. These individuals truly embody the essence of those key elements upon which a successfully implemented and sustained culture of high performance depends: equity, service, leadership, and commitment. Please welcome to the stage Teacher of the Year from Hawthorne Elementary School, Tony Phillips.
Good evening. What an honor it is to be able to be part of the State of the School address tonight. Thank you to our very own Deputy Superintendent, Dr. Ralph Simpson, and our Superintendent, Dr. Morcease Beasley. What a blessing it is to currently continue representing Clayton County as Teacher of the Year. During this opportunity, there has been a lot of reflection, and because of who I am serving, I am able to serve you. What does it mean to have equity? What I have seen is that equity is evident in Clayton County Public Schools. Even during this time of pandemic for the last 10 months within our country, our county has stepped up to make sure that our students are continuing to be educated. We have done so even during this time of history being made. We have done so by distributing over 40,000 plus laptops to grades 3 through 12, multiple hotspots, thousands of meals delivered, and virtual education continuing daily, and much more to 55,000 plus students. However, this could not have occurred had it not been for the amazing leadership that has shone brightly and served our community at its fullest. Thank you to the wonderful leadership and to our superintendent, deputy superintendent, area superintendents, our Board of Education, and of course, our administrative teams throughout the county. You have been phenomenal this school year, which has been the most challenging that we have ever faced. My motto is that we are only as good as the head, and it is evident that Clayton County truly has great leadership. Thank you for all that you have done for us and that you continue to do by providing professional development for your employees, by giving workshops for our community and families, and support and opportunities for our students. As a teacher at a different level of being a leader, that of an educator, mentor, lead, and Teacher of the Year, I know this comes with a servant's heart. Whatever your hands find to do, do it with all of your might. Truly, to be effective, you must serve unconditionally without expecting anything in return. However, because of the servant's heart, a return will come to you in more ways than one. When your footsteps are ordered by him, you will be right where you need to be at the right time. A servant possesses a calling and not a job. My request is to our educators tonight to continue on with your servant's heart. Walk in your calling and know that the best is yet to come. Thank you for the impact that you have made and are continuing to make on the scholars of Clayton County. What a blessing it is to know that we are part of the plan in preparing them to become college and career ready. Serve and give, for it shall be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, and you shall walk in overflow. The words that come to my mind are those from my very own administrator, and she often says, and I quote, "What can I do for you?" Thank you, Dr. Cynthia James, for your leadership skills and servant's heart that have been demonstrated and are highly contagious throughout the county and to our staff. When you are truly committed to that which is placed before you, there shall be an abundance of blessings. Commitment comes in many ways, from hours and hours upon lesson planning, extra support, long hours, nights and weekends of labor, and following through with educating, of course, our precious scholars that walk into our door. But let's not forget those Zoom calls, Google Meets, and all the behind-the-scenes work that is being done with a county from every personnel that works for the county. Sometimes commitment may not be the most popular choice, such as our district continuing with virtual learning. While many of the surrounding counties are going back into the building, it shows me that our leadership is committed to doing that which is safe for not only our teachers and staff, but also the community, family, and scholars. Thank you to our leaders for your commitment to all of us. As I close tonight, I would like to remind you that compassion is the key that holds all of this together. It's practicing acts of kindness, sharing love, and instilling a sense of empathy and sympathy during this time before us. Simply ask, what can I do for you? We should encourage one another, especially our scholars, even though we are in the midst of these tough times, and let them know that tough times will come, but they will rise above them. May God bless our county, our leaders, our teachers, our staff, families, and most importantly, our scholars. Let me charge you tonight to do the following. Use your voice for kindness and use your ears for compassion. May your hands find service. May your mind find truth. And most of all, may your heart find teaching. May God bless you.
Now welcome, Principal of the Year from Kendrick Middle School, Dr. Kimberly Duggar.
Good evening. I want to take just a few minutes to focus on one word that we've all used within the last 10 months. That word is change. Change is painful. We are living in a historical moment in time. So much has happened, much of what we have seen in politics, experienced with COVID-19, what we've missed or who we've missed, our students and face-to-face learning, and thousands of lost lives. The aforementioned has created traumatic memories in the lives of people all over the world. Education as we know it will never be the same. Yet, change brings hope. Just as there is darkness, there is light. There is light in knowing that we have hope for a better future, a future that includes equity and equality for all people. We look forward to a future where leadership is not about what you have on, titles or degrees. Leadership is about service, caring about others, and ensuring that as we move up the ladder, the only individuals left behind are those who choose not to climb the ladder. We look forward to a future that requires commitment rather than indecisiveness, confusion, or truly misunderstanding what it means to create a culture of lifelong learners. Change requires acceptance. We must accept that change does not necessitate perfection. It requires that we accept that change is needed and we must take action. Some people will choose to refrain from this journey because they may feel that the work is too hard, or there is no need for change, or that we are simply doing too much. Yet, we must stand strong on the vision. We must stand together. We can get so much more done as an organization than we can as individuals. And finally, we are leading the change. At the end of the day, we will push forward because our communities matter. I am honored and privileged to be a member of an organization that not only talk the talk, but walk the walk. As we continue to witness exceptional leadership, lifelong commitment, equity and equality, and selfless service, I am reminded of a quote by President Barack Obama. Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. Thank you for the opportunity to continue to serve in the Clayton County Public School System, one of the best school systems in the nation.
And now, Support Leader Certified from North Clayton Middle School, Dr. Shakira Cheney.
Good evening. I am honored to stand before you this evening to speak on equity, service, commitment, and leadership. Students' success in Clayton County Public School is non-negotiable. We know that this year has been very unique, unparalleled to any situation we've experienced. We started the year in a virtual setting. However, our phenomenal district found ways to ensure that every student has access to high-quality instruction and teachers. Technology devices were deployed to students at all levels to ensure students' equitable access. Our teachers continue to receive professional development to improve and enhance their crafts. Opportunities for advanced learning are embedded in our district instructional focus. Our nutritional staff continues to provide daily meals for our families through community drop-offs, curbside pickups, and partnerships with local food banks. District leadership collaborates with the community to give insight and support into the importance of things such as voting and being a voice for our students. Clayton County Public Schools put students and staff first by utilizing data and science to make informed decisions. Our district has a culture of equity, a commitment to service, and leadership that supports all stakeholders. I stand before you this evening as a proud Clayton County employee and a proud champion for the students, teachers, and community in which I serve. I am so honored to be here tonight. May God bless you.
And now, Support Professional Certified from Kemp Primary School, Annette McCraw.
Good afternoon, or good evening. My speech don't sound nothing like what those people said. They said some wonderful things about my county and our people. Excellent. Equity, service, commitment, and leadership. What it means to me in my everyday job. Let me first off say this. to my superintendent, my school board members, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart that you got it right. I'm not saying anything about the other school boards in the other counties, but thank you for making sure that our staff and our students remain safe during this pandemic. You looked at the numbers, you looked at the data, and you said, no, we're staying home and we're staying virtual. There were challenges, yes. It's a pandemic. Of course there's gonna be challenges. But guess what? The pandemic did not stop the train from leaving the station. It's not gonna stop us. It's not gonna stop our children from learning. It's not gonna stop our staff from being the best in Georgia. Right here in this stage, right here in this audience, we have the best people in Georgia here to teach and maintain high performance in Clayton County. You hear all this stuff about Clayton County. I live here, I work here. It is the best county in Georgia. I'm just gonna put that out there. So what do? I'm a school counselor. What I do every day, I make sure that nothing stops families who live in my attendance area from registering, getting a schedule, making sure that they get a laptop, making sure that they have resources. Now, just the other day, I'm gonna put it real, and I'm not gonna take long. I talked to a family. On Inauguration Day, their family member was hit in a car accident on purpose by a drunken driver, supposedly, who had racist epithets on the internet. They believe he purposely ran into their family member. Now, this kid has to come to school. I'm dealing with it. I'm helping that child deal with it. But at the same time, I'm making sure that that child and that family has resources so that they can deal with what's going on. But at the same time, that child got to get what he has to get. He has to come to school because you never know what that child's going to be in the future. And I'm a primary school, so my kids are at the foundation level. If they don't get what they got, research says that it's going to be a hard time coming. So I advocate for my children, whether it's the parent, whether not getting that child to class on time or not getting them to school on a regular day basis. I tell my parents, I wear many hats. I'm coming to you. I might have my attendance hat on one day. I might have my welcome hat on another day. But remember, when I come to you, I'm not coming to you to fuss at you or hurt you or do any things of those natures. I'm coming to you to be helpful. I'm coming to help you to make sure that you're a scholar. That's right, I said you're a scholar, because my kids are not bad. There's no such thing as a bad kid. They are scholars. Make that known. So I am a support person. My job is to help make sure that that environment is safe. Okay, so we're not in the brick and mortar, but guess what? We're still doing bully-free techniques. We're still doing drug-free things because they're at home. They need to know about these things. A year or so ago, my school placed in the governor's Red Ribbon campaign. Okay, so I didn't get a chance to have my hands on with them this year, but guess what? I still gave my lessons. And it's a good thing when you can empower other people to take what you put out there and keep going with it. So my parents, I told them, I said, this is what I want you to do. I gave you this wonderful lesson, or so I thought it was wonderful. I want you to take this lesson and I want you to tell your kids to talk to their toys or talk to their younger brothers and sisters about why they should not do drugs. And they made videos and I submitted them. And I got back a response. Awesome. I got back a response. Awesome. And I was like, what? So again, there are so many things, positive things going on in Clayton County. You talk about leadership. Every year I reach back and I pull up another student who was in the counseling arena. We have 2 now that I've fostered, and they are school counselors. Every year I'm going to continue to do so because we need more and more people to come on and pull up and bring them on. We need to. Now I'm going to say these last couple things, and I'm going to move on. You cannot make sure a child you cannot make a child learn if they don't have their basic needs met. If they're hungry, they're not going to learn. My school, I opened one of the first elementary food banks in Clayton County. When I ran out of money from donations, I paint. So I went on ahead and I painted and I sold my paintings. And that's how I sustained my food bank. Unfortunately, when the pandemic hit, my school was not one of the sites that were chosen, and that's okay. I packed up that stuff and I took it right on up to Lovejoy to make sure that people had what they needed. So when you talk about equity, service, commitment, and leadership, we do this every single day in Clayton County Public Schools. Every day. There's not one person from the custodian, and there's no such thing as a lowly job in Clayton County. No such thing. We all work together as a team. This is a village. This is a village. No matter if you are the CEO or if the crossing guard, it doesn't matter. We all have a role. Can't do one without the other. So I just want to leave this with you tonight. I got something else to say. Career exploration. Yeah, I'm gonna go over my time, I'm sorry. Career exploration. I believe that there's nothing my kids can't do. Yeah, they're young, but their minds are sponges. Oh my gosh, they are sponges. I take them all over the place. Well, that's when we could. Now I'm trying to find different ways to expose them to other things. But in closing, I'm just gonna say thank you from the bottom of my heart. My school superintendent, my school board members, my mommy, and Face Flowers for allowing me to be here tonight. And I just thank you so very much for allowing me to talk.
And now, support professional classified from the Department of Professional Learning, Kim Blackwood.
Good evening. I'm so honored to speak with you tonight. In my role as the district's training specialist, I'm privileged to provide training to both classified and certified employees in the areas of work skills and technology. I'm so grateful to work in a district with leaders who value all employees who are committed to providing equitable resources to ensure that everyone, regardless of position, has the opportunity to receive those tools that they require for professional success. 1 year ago, none of us could have predicted the situation in which we now find ourselves. However, because of the forward thinking of our leaders, we began a social emotional learning SEL initiative which was piloted in 13 of our schools in 2019-2020. I'm honored to serve on the district SEL team under the direction of Dr. Morcease Beasley, Dr. Ralph Simpson, and Dr. Gloria Duncan. I'm excited to report that we have rolled out, based on the commitment to this project, we've rolled out this initiative to every school in our district this year. We've sponsored parent and community nights to serve every CCPS stakeholder by providing strategies for navigating through the difficult times that we're facing. Every student, staff member, and parent has been provided with access to an online SEL resource called Rethink Ed, which offers tools for adults and students to improve their social and emotional well-being. It is also my pleasure to provide district oversight and training to our 25 student engagement specialists, which is another program that they put into place in 2019-2020. This program, which follows the Check and Connect model, is based upon leadership's strong commitment to the fact that we must reach our students before we can teach them. This team has worked diligently during this time of virtual learning to ensure that students have been present and engaged in online classes. Can we all agree it's been a rough year? Our leadership's strong commitment to equity and service to our community has definitely been a beacon of light to Clayton County. I would like to thank these fine leaders for allowing me to be a part of these efforts. Thank you.
Support professional classified from the Division of Technology, Marcus Holston.
Good evening. Again, I am humbled to stand before you as Support Professional of the Year. I will take this moment to acknowledge the hard work and dedication of each one of my co-workers that have strived to perform excellence in this time of uncertainty. As a district, we reimagined access to education by deciding to go virtual. We began by distributing digital devices to our students and employees in order to ensure the continuity of the learning process. During the peak of this pandemic, the technology leadership team mapped a blueprint that was extraordinarily proficient. Rod Smith, Wes Watkins, Andy Sykes, Kevin Litzenberger, and our frontline techs, thank you for your commitment to high performance. Personally, for me, just the other day, I caught a glimpse of reimagined education when I observed my 13-year-old daughter, Kari Holston, engaged in a rigorous PE workout led by her elite scholars gym instructor, Miss Hill. At that moment, I understood that she was convinced that the dining room floor was the school gym. At that moment, the revelation of our district purpose was revealed. As educators, administrators, and support personnel, we are marketers, promoters of a greater cause. We are door-to-door salesmen, selling the vision and the idea that success can be achieved in any environment. We are selling our students the belief that greatness can be achieved in the midst of adversity. We will reflect back on this pandemic not as just a tragedy, but as an unforeseen curriculum, a teaching tool, exposing our youth to faith, to perseverance, to endurance. We will remember that on the other side of this life's lesson, God's love and compassion will live in our lives, our hearts, as we continue to reach for excellence. In conclusion, I proclaim to the District of Clayton County Public Schools that we are not broken, we are better. We are not indecisive, we are strategic. We are not fearful, we are hopeful. God bless.
Here now is a short message from the district's Division of Communications, Public Relations, and Marketing.
Stay connected to Clayton County Public Schools and keep up with all of the great things that are happening in our district. Like us on Facebook for all the exciting posts about our district. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch exclusive content. Follow us on Twitter for an instant feed of district updates. For more information, visit us online at www.clayton.k12.ga.us.
Please welcome Malachi Walker, a sophomore at Stillwell School of the Arts, for a special musical selection. Welcome now Brendan White, a senior attending Stillwell School of the Arts, for a spoken word presentation.
Hello, my name is Brendan White, and I am excited to share with you the piece that I've created. It stems from a lot of the things that I've seen throughout my entire educational experience, the things that are good, the things that are bad, the things that need to be worked on, rather. And the theme of this State of the Schools address and this year, they all line up very perfectly with the needs of the students currently. So I'm excited, and I hope that the words touch you as much as these concepts have impacted me. I hope you enjoy it. From the mind of a high schooler. Inequity is our greatest iniquity. You see, it wasn't hitting me until I saw its ubiquity. Don't you think it's crazy how it's commonplace that we don't accommodate those who need a little assistance reaching the common state, the standard or the bar set by all of their peers? It's like we throw it in their faces, all of their fears. We tell kids from struggling places to swallow their tears and say, suck it up. You got the same chance as all of us here. Now, if only our leadership would show some compassion and see all of the needs of kids and show us some action, then maybe we'd have the drive to get through the day at school if we're not busy worrying about whether or not we have the tool. Or if we have the means to follow one-sided rules. If you would just show us that you care about our situations, that would be cool. When I was younger, I would see my older brother, my older sister have friends over and get to go to their friends' houses and go out and hang out and stuff. And I wasn't allowed to do that. And I hated that, I was like, I would go to my mom and I'd say, hey, that's not fair. How come they get to do that and I don't? That's just not fair. And my mother, almost every single time, would respond, life's not fair, son. And that never gave me any solace at all. I hated it. I hated it with everything in me. But I don't think then I understood why I hated it so much. But looking back on it, retrospectively, I think that young Brendan hated that statement so much because he knew it, just like I know it now. Life is not fair. It never has been, and hopefully we don't have to say that it never will be. You see, I knew that the real world was unfair. I knew that there was a lot of injustices and things that other people will be able to do and have opportunities for that I won't. I was well aware of that. However, in my house, with the people that I trusted the most, the people who were most pivotal to my development, I didn't want that to be the case. You see, this is our house. See, my school, that's my house. I don't want to have to go to these people that I trust to take care of me daily. I don't want to have to deal with the same things that I have to deal with when I leave this place. We need to change that. That should not be our motto or our standard. Life isn't fair. Because if we instill those morals and those values into our students, they're going to go out into the real world, into the workforce with that in mind. It may have been a certain way before, but this is how I grew up. And this is how we're going to do it. I grew up where everybody's taken care of. So I'm going to make sure that I'm taking care of everyone that I can. And we change the tide, we change the current of today's society. This is our house. And we're not going to mirror the world. We're going to build a pool of students, of young adults, to create a new world with the values and morals that we hold closest to us. Equity, love, leadership, and compassion. Thank you.
It is my privilege and honor to introduce to you the Clayton County Public Schools Superintendent of Schools and Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Morcease J. Beasley.
Good evening. I must share that Brandon did an outstanding job. His message, the spoken word, was so on point. To our Clayton County Board of Education, to our elected and appointed officials, all district leaders, employees, including our principals, teachers, counselors, social workers, psychologists, other staff members, school nutrition workers, transportation workers, maintenance workers, to our support staff, central office staff, parents, community leaders, students, citizens of Clayton County. Since the last State of the Schools, a little over a year, about a year ago, our year has largely been defined by the pandemic and our response to the pandemic. We made the decision, as you've already heard, to transition to virtual learning starting March 16th of last year. Our students engaged in virtual learning throughout the summer and returned to school virtually beginning this school year. They continue to learn virtually this semester. They remain virtual given the data benchmarks that we set and we consistently communicated to our community. Those benchmarks have not been achieved to the point wherein we believe that it is safe for our students and employees to return to our facilities. Our Board of Education approved our recommendation to purchase Chromebooks for all students and distributed them as they were received from the distributor. Additionally, our pre-K through second grade students received laptops as well. Our teachers, counselors, social workers, psychologists, behavior specialists, engagement specialists, and others continue to provide and support the instructional experience virtually. Additionally, the Board of Education has been supportive of our school reopening framework, which prioritizes safety, is grounded in the data, and acknowledges that the changing dynamics of this pandemic will require some very, very, very unpopular decisions. Let's pause, if you will, and show appreciation to the Clayton County Board of Education, led by our board chair, Ms. Jessie Goree, and our vice chair, Dr. Alika Anderson. Our school nutrition, transportation, and maintenance workers have been providing and transporting meals, with them possibly the largest food distribution enterprise in our county. These workers are braving the challenges and fears of this pandemic to ensure that our students and families are fed and have access to nutritious meals. I would like all of us to pause and honor the efforts of our employees who have demonstrated a commitment to our students, their safety, their physical well-being, their emotional well-being, and their academic success. We are honored to be in a county that has come together as one community to ensure Clayton County is supported to navigate this pandemic. We acknowledge the leadership roles that many continue to play, from the Clayton County Board of Commissioners led by Chairman Turner, the Clayton County Police Department, the Clayton County Fire Department, the Clayton County Board of Health, the Clayton County Chamber of Commerce, the Clayton County Delegation, our mayors and elected officials of the cities of Jonesboro, Forest Park, Lovejoy, Lake City, Morrow, Riverdale, and College Park. And a special acknowledgement to our Clayton County Public Schools Foundation Board of Directors. During this pandemic, we have observed the inequities as we experience many challenges and also successes. The major challenges experienced by individuals and families include food insecurity, income and job loss, health concerns, and death. We should pause for a moment to honor those thousands of lives, including a few here in Clayton County, that have died as a result of this COVID-19 pandemic. Their families are in our thoughts and in our prayers. School-related challenges include a loss of learning time, loss of socialization opportunities, loss of face-to-face events, loss of a sense of normalcy that is so necessary for our students to self-actualize. However, while there have been challenges that we do not diminish, we choose to focus on equity grounded in compassion. Let's listen to the many opportunities for equity, compassion, service, and leadership. We smoothly transition to virtual learning. You all know I always have to have water. We purchased, as you've already heard, with our board support, 40,000 Chromebooks, refurbished laptops. Our foundation has been critical to helping us provide Wi-Fi for families that needed Wi-Fi so the students could use the laptops. We mobilized meals. To date, we have served school nutrition, transportation, maintenance department. They have served over 5.5 million meals. We have partners that have assisted with supporting families with meals and Wi-Fi. Just to name a few, United Way Community Foundation donated $145,000 to our foundation. Toyota South, $10,000. PNC Bank, $50,000. Clayton County Housing Authority, $5,000. Meja Construction, $5,000. Georgia Power, $10,000. Rick Shrewsbury, $10,000. Christian Fellowship Church, $3,000. Reliant Real Estate Partners, $5,000. Edgenuity, $5,000. Consolidated Pipe Supply and Net Planners, $2,500 each. We've received donations from the Loggins, Kern, and McCombs accounting firm, Pizza Hut, T-Mobile, $5,000 for the food pantry, the Atlanta Community Food Bank, the Usher New Look Foundation, Community Teen Coalition, Royal Foods. It is impressive. The community, our partners, have stepped up to support our students and families here in Clayton County. We are pleased to share that there has been no loss of employees. No loss of jobs here in Clayton County. Our 7,000 plus employees that were employed prior to the pandemic are still employed, thanks to you, our community. We continue to offer virtual experiences to our international community at the International Center. We are pleased to see them participating, continuing to learn English, continuing to receive the resources and the support that they need and that they deserve to support our children. We named during this pandemic our newest elementary school in honor of our former First Lady, Miss Michelle Obama, wife of former President Barack Obama. Yes, right here in Clayton County. We continue to increase student achievement. Yes, even during a pandemic. Our grad rate is the highest that it's been in recorded history of 76.6%. 2 schools with a grad rate of 99 or 100%, Elite and Stillwell. 6 schools with a grad rate in the 80s moving to the 90s. Jonesboro, Lovejoy, Morrow, Mount Zion, Mundy's Mill, and Riverdale. 3 schools with a grad rate in the 70s, closing very quickly to the 80s. Drew, Forest Park, North Clayton. And Perry Academy, our alternative school, a model for alternative schools in the Atlanta region and throughout our state, had the highest increase in its grad rate, 15.4 points. We should be proud. During the pandemic, we graduated our first cohort, 12 young people of firefighters, also with their EMS credentials, offered jobs by the Clayton County Fire Department, starting at a salary of $42,000 a year, right out of high school. SAT scores have improved for Drew, Elite, Forest Park, Jonesboro, Lovejoy, Stillwell, and Elite. You should know that many of these schools are well above the district's average. ACT scores have improved for Drew, Forest Park, Lovejoy, Stillwell, Morrow, Riverdale, with Elite, Forest Park, and Stillwell above the district's average. Yes, during this pandemic, our advanced placement scores continued to improve. Our 9th graders are taking advanced placement. 27%. I wish it was 70%. 27% of our 9th graders taking AP exams score 3 or higher. 29% in our district, the highest it's been since we began to keep up with the data. You should know that our students are doing so well that we have some schools that are scoring higher than the world. Elite Scholars is equal to the international percent for AP scores 3 or higher, and they're 1 point short of competing or below the state of Georgia. And all the schools are improving. We continue with our advanced learning and academics. All 6th graders are being accelerated. Middle schoolers can take 2 to 5 high school courses in middle school. Students may take advanced placement and dual enrollment courses. They may choose from an academic, career technology, world language, or fine arts pathway. We have ambassadors program, an ambassadors program for AP, where our teachers are getting the support that they need from other AP teachers from around the nation. Our students have AP study sessions, and they will continue even this spring. We continue to make progress. Schools are moving and showing academic strides in leadership, service, and compassion. Just to name a few things. River's Edge, National Beta Club, School of Merit. Jonesboro Middle School, Amazon Future Engineers Program, partnering with Amazon. North Clayton Middle School, partner with the Community Teen Coalition, providing 1,500 food boxes to the North Clayton community. Point South Elementary School, partnering with the Atlanta Falcons Rise Up event. Kendrick Middle School, recognized as the National Beta Club School of Distinction. Marshall and McGarrett Elementary School, recognized as 2 of the 30 best elementary schools in the Atlanta suburbs by School Sparrow. Forest Park Middle School did a coat drive with new coats, not used or old coats, new coats in December. And Riverdale Middle School came together to provide assistance to a student whose families lost their home in a fire. We've received over $7 million in grants in the area of literacy. Fine arts. We're pleased that we have not diminished our fine arts program during the pandemic. We received another designation of blue ribbon status for the Stillwell School of the Arts. We had the Young Arts Merit winner in jazz right here in our district. In athletics, Forest Park High School girls basketball won the 2020 6A state championship. So many other contributions have been made by our students. You should know, as you've heard, social emotional learning is alive and well in Clayton County. We'll continue, as we had last summer, STEM activities. We'll continue with STEM activities this summer. If it means mailing science kits to the homes, we will continue to do that. As you've already heard, construction continues. A new Morrow High School, Jonesboro High School, and you should just consider it new. And of course, the new elementary school named after Michelle Obama. And we look forward to our planning for the new College and Career Academy and our brain-based early learning center to be housed in the Riverdale area. Student engagement has been phenomenal. Our students made national history by impacting the outcomes of the elections. Census participation has been historical. Although impacted by the pandemic, our community has not faltered in its responsibility. Where we are today does not compare to where we will be tomorrow. And I want all of us to get it. If we look at our current trajectory, we are improving continuously. We will continue to actualize our vision. We will continue to walk towards that status of high performance. If you look at our grad rates, AP outcomes, you will see incremental continuous improvement. I can assure you, year after year after year of incremental continuous improvement will create for us a school system that looks far different than what it looked like many years ago. Just imagine where we will be in 2030. You said 10 years is a long way off. Not really. Decades go by rather quickly. As you can see, we're having school in Clayton County. You heard from our speakers today, and they all did phenomenally. You heard their heart. We didn't tell them what to say. We wanted them to speak from their heart. You heard them basically share that we are having school in Clayton County Public Schools. No pandemic will deter us. It may require that we alter a few things, that we innovate, but we will not be deterred. It has also shown us that while reading and math are very important, there are some other things that are very important. Community, coming together as a community, as a family, supporting families with meals, very, very important. Finding tools, Chromebooks, laptops for families, very, very important. Not only finding the laptops and the Chromebooks, but also ensuring that families have access to Wi-Fi. Very, very important. We hopefully have seen that education should be a priority as a result of this pandemic. Hopefully we've seen how valuable our teachers are. How valuable our teachers are. Parents, I just want you to think about all that you're going through, and I know you're dealing with a lot, but I want you to think about our teachers and how they deal with not only your child and the needs of your child, but the needs of all the children in their classrooms every day, 180 days plus out of the school year. Hopefully, we have a heart for our teachers. And when we return face to face, I hope to see a flood of hugs and thank yous to our teachers, acknowledging them for the hard work, the difficult work, the hard work that they do every day with our children. And I must say, they've not faltered during this pandemic. They have not faltered. And parents, your support has been most critical to our continuation of the learning experience throughout this pandemic. So as I close, I heard several of the speakers today mention light and darkness. And it's amazing how light and darkness must be the theme, because as I thought about the pandemic, I thought, boy, we have seen a lot of darkness since this pandemic. The pandemic has been dark. We've seen the darkness of food insecurity and hunger, massive unemployment, sickness and death. And death has touched many of our families. We've seen the darkness of political extremism, the darkness of racial strife and discord, the darkness of brutality, the darkness of ignorance, misinformation, lies, and conspiracies. We've seen the darkness of poor leadership, the darkness of insurrection and violence, the darkness of confusion and uncertainty, the darkness of inequity, inequality, and injustice. However, I want us to be reminded that darkness will not prevail over light. I was told in my youth that we are the light of the world. Therefore, if we are light, it is time for us to build a lighthouse so we and others can find their way home. It's time for us to build a lighthouse so we can extinguish the darkness. We need to build the light of effective leaderships, focusing on the safety of Clayton County. We need to see the light of our neighbors, helping neighbors with compassion. We need to see the light of our bus drivers and school nutrition workers providing meals every day, putting themselves in harm's way every day. We should see the light of our teachers and principals providing virtual instruction, even while caring, many of them, for their own children who are also virtually learning. We need to see the light of effective leadership, the light of love, the light of collaboration, the light of peace, the light of fairness and equity, the light of goodness, the light of civic engagement, the light of voting, the light of protest, the light of political activism. We need to see the light. Miss Amanda Gorman, the first ever youth poem laureate, challenged us during the inauguration of Joseph Biden as president and Kamala Harris as vice president with her poem, The Hill We Climb. The end of it challenges us in this way. She read, "For there is always light. If only we're brave enough to see it. If only we're brave enough to be it." I hope that we will all commit to being light. I hope that we would put away destructive things, bad attitudes, bad intentions, discard evil, discard those things that are of darkness, that are grounded in darkness, that perpetuate darkness. Discard those things by walking in light, by being the light, being brave enough to be the light, Even as this light is focused on me, it extinguishes darkness. The light of your life will extinguish darkness. But the first darkness that the light of your life has to extinguish is the darkness in you, in order for it to appeal to others. So I encourage all of us to pick up the mantle and to do the work of being the light that we have been designed, created to be. Be the light by lifting others, lifting yourselves. Let this community, Clayton County, be the light for other school districts, the light for other counties on how to respond during a pandemic. And as I close, we should be proud that Clayton County has been a light in this region, a light in this state, a light in this nation. May God bless all of you. May God bless your families. May God bless our school district, and may God bless our county as we walk in the light, as we walk as light, as we extinguish all darkness as the light can only do. Take care until the next time, and we look forward to seeing you face to face pretty soon. It's our commitment as the vaccine is rolled out, as the data improves. It's our commitment to return to face-to-face instruction as soon as that data tells us that we are in a good place, a safe place, the best place for our students, for our teachers, for our principals, for our employees, for our community. Take care. Thank you.
We thank you for watching the 4th Annual State of the Schools Address. Good night.